Thanks for sitting down. Thanks for coming out. That was pretty fun, right? It seemed like you guys were really into it. Let's bring out the stars of HGTV's The Flip Off, starting off with Heather Ray El Moussa. Come on out, Heather. Give her a nice round of applause. Let's have some fun tonight. Hi, Tarek El Moussa. Hey, man. And Christina Haack. Come on. So that was really fun. I mean, that was just like a cut down of the 2-hour special, but it captured the flavor of the premiere, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Where's your mics, Tark?
I'm loud. Apparently I don't need one. Can you guys hear me?
Do you not have a mic on your chair?
Mic, honey.
I'm used to yelling because I'm talking over my ex-wife. You know?
Well, check the chair. Let's see. Stand up. You got it.
We want to thank you guys all for being here, by the way. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Yay.
Yes, thank you. And I promised both ladies I would behave tonight, so I'll apologize in advance if I say something dumb.
Would not.
I'm sorry.
Which he
I
will.
would. I said I would.
Let's not behave
I
too
mean, normally I
much,
lie to
though.
you, but to her I tell the truth.
Let's not behave too much. We are going to be taking some Q&A from you guys a little bit later on, so if you have some questions about the show, or I guess like, you know, how much it should cost to renovate a bathroom, or smooth, or textured stucco.
She's still trying to figure that out.
I don't think you
could
know
take
the
some of
answer.
those. She doesn't know the
Stucco.
answer for sure.
You don't know the answer.
Can we not start, you guys? Not yet.
Yeah, no. Let's start. So let's start with, you know, obviously the backstory on this. You guys were married, doing the mega hit Flip or Flop for, you know, about a decade, continued the show even after you got divorced. Why would you guys want to do another show together? What was it about, you know, this project and each other and this point in your lives where you said, yes, this makes sense, let's do it?
You know, that's a very good question. So you guys, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but when Christina and I, many years ago, pitched Flip or Flop, we had never actually flipped a house. And then we got...
did one.
No, we didn't do one.
Oh,
we had just started to
Oh,
do
yeah,
one.
we started one.
We had just started one. And then we got a contract to do 13 houses on national TV in 10 months and raise millions of dollars and buy a bunch of houses. And we had no idea what we were doing, by the way. And we signed the contract.
I think at that point we did 2 houses. But we
what?
signed to do
King
13
Street.
in 1 year.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, what's the worst that could happen?
What are they going to sue us for what? The couch is on the credit card, the table's on, I mean, the couch is upside down, everything's upside down. They can have it.
Somehow we pulled it off.
We did pull it off, and we did 10 seasons of the show Flip or Flop. I don't know if anyone's seen that show. It was a lot of fun.
Why did you guys want to do this again?
Yeah, honestly, I was enjoying filming it. Even when we weren't getting along, I feel like it just kept the family dynamic together. And even when we like really hated each other, and that's been a long time since we've really disliked each other, besides like last month, but that was just one incident. But anyways, I feel like despite all of that, it was fun.
It was fun, and plus, you know, at the end of the day, I wanted to prove to her, of course, you know, who the better flipper is. And
Anyways, the competition part came about, and we were all just talking about it, and I'm really glad we did. Honestly, the flip off was even more fun than Flip or Flop.
It was. And I'm going to say something. Outside of, you know, the show, the competition, the TV, the show itself brought all of us so much closer together as a family. And I would say the biggest winners in all of this would be the children. Thank you. So I wouldn't change anything. I would do it again. We would beat her again. I love the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to that. Because now you and Heather, you guys are married. You guys have got, you know, your own family and your own successful business. But you've all shot, you know, television shows together, and obviously, you know, individually. But Heather, you never shot with Christina before. So what were you thinking going into this production?
I'm gonna kick her ass. No, I'm just kidding. No. Honestly, I was not nervous, but you know, Tarek and I had filmed together. I did Selling Sunset for many years, but Christina and I, you know, we co-parent, but we never worked together. So I'm like, are we gonna get along? Is it gonna change our dynamic? Because we get along so well for the kids, and we co-parent so well, and how are we gonna do filming the show? And honestly, it brought us closer together. We got to know each other on a deeper level, of a friendship level. And before, you know, we would talk about the kids, and it was like the homework and soccer and sports, but working together just brought us closer together, and we had a lot of fun getting to know each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You know, and I said this to you guys before, I think, you know, when we watch the show, we have like a pre-Josh relationship and a post-Josh relationship. How difficult was it for you to go through this process, have that realization, and then continue with divorce proceedings while flipping houses and being a parent and doing a television show?
I mean, of course, we were not getting along at all. Going into the show, honestly, I really didn't even want him to be a part of it from the beginning because we're all big personalities and all of us just get it. We get the bigger picture, we get the dynamic, and it was hard for him. So when he left, it was easier because then we can all be ourselves and have fun and joke around without anyone being in a bad mood.
Yeah, how did you guys support her through this time?
Well, we knew she was having some hard times. She opened up to us, and no matter what, we have her back. I mean, we are raising kids together, and they've known each other. I mean, for what, 20-something years? I don't
Long
know.
years.
And Christina and I have been in each other's lives for 6 years, and we care about her. I mean, she's been in our lives, and we're raising kids, and no matter what, she's gonna go.
No one misses Josh.
Yeah, we don't miss him. I never liked him. Okay.
I mean,
I just couldn't tell her that in the beginning. I'm like, yeah, good job.
It feels like you can feel it in the extended version of the first episode. You can feel like the relationship amongst all of you.
I'm just glad it's not me this time,
It gives me anxiety when he's
It
like,
might be, though.
I'm safe over here.
Season
I was
2.
number 1. She's on strike 3.
It was way more fun when he left, to be honest. Like, we just had a great time.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the series, you guys are talking about how great this was for your family. The kids, as you said, are the beneficiaries of this. How did that, co-parenting change over the course of the many months of shooting this show?
I think we always co-parented really well together, but the kids, especially Braden, he loved watching this whole dynamic. He was definitely voting for me at the start. It's not Heather. If it was me versus Heather, it'd be
Don't worry, he lost his iPad. Don't worry.
He originally wanted me and Tarek to win, and then towards the end, he's like, I want Mom. We're like, what?
Go to your room.
Would they ever try to pit either of you guys against each other to get some I'll tell you if you can get some extra dessert?
Like every day.
Oh, really?
Like literally every day. Kids. I'll vote for Mom.
They're
I
just
dare
as
you to do it.
competitive.
It's so
as
funny, he
us.
never told me he was going to vote for you, Tarek.
Well, he told me once or twice.
He was playing both sides.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Got to work the angles, right? Who amongst you guys was the most competitive? I feel
Me.
like were you?
All of us.
I'm just kidding. All of y'all are.
I'm actually the laid back one. It's the girls. They're
Oh my God. No one
True,
would
those
ever
are
describe you as
competitive.
laid back.
He is not laid back, you guys.
What do you guys do?
Let's talk about some of the nuts and bolts of this. Obviously you guys set budgets for the show, but you really want to wow people with the design factor. Talk to me about that balance of doing that as you renovated each space. What were some of the biggest challenges in that?
I think one of the biggest challenges was renovating each space by space. We're used to flipping a house, like a whole house, and having to do it room by room was very hard, very challenging.
Has anyone ever remodeled a house? Any hands? Okay, imagine remodeling your house, one space at a time, finishing it, and then starting all over with the same contractor.
All with a
They
time
do not
limit,
like it.
trying to keep it in budget, but try to win at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that's not normally how this goes, right? You're not doing the drywall. The drywall all goes in at one time. Talk to me about the challenge of working within the budget though, wanting to one up each other and coming up with similar design elements or wanting to really take it to another level.
For me, it definitely got it. I started the competition wanting to beat them at the ROI, but after I started losing, you guys only saw one episode, but I started losing a couple in a row. And so then I started spending way too much money on design, and I think you guys did too. It just ended up becoming like an ego battle.
Yeah, because there was challenges throughout. So, each room had a challenge, and, you won money from that room. And so you want to win. And if you don't win, it's bragging rights for the other person, but then...
Oh my God, this one would call me like playing We Are the Champions over and over. That's so annoying.
I'd leave her voicemails at midnight. We are the champions.
But we didn't know what Christina was doing, so it's like, are we out-designing her? Are we over-designing? Are we spending too much? Are we not doing enough? We didn't know, so it's like all this stress every single day.
Well, all this stress, but it was all because of us, though. We set up the rules. Geniuses over here. I mean, here was the problem. We had 6 challenges throughout the show that literally meant nothing, and the whole thing was predicated on who had the highest ROI, But throughout the whole competition, we were so focused on the challenges, we kept forgetting about the RI, and we were spending too much money because of the egos. Well, mostly the girls.
Yeah, so let's talk about how you guys set up the rules and pick the judges, because you made some personal choices in the judges. How did we land on some of them?
Well, yeah, so if she picked the room, we got to pick the judge, and then vice versa. If we picked the judge, she picked the room. I don't know if I already said that, but so we had to be a little strategic, and you guys haven't, I don't know if you all saw the whole show. Have you guys seen it? I don't want to spoil it if you guys are going to go home and watch it, which I hope you do because it's really good. I don't want to spoil it though, so can we? No?
Well, I think, like,
well, there's some of them that are in,
why-
that are
no,
in
but
teaser
I guess-
materials.
Basically, like, why did you pick some of the judges you picked? Especially maybe Heather.
Yeah, so Heather.
Like, why did you pick your ex-husband?
I know why I picked
Ex-husband
my.
number 2?
I know why I picked my judges to mess with you. All of
You
mine.
cheater.
Yeah, exactly. All my judges were strategic just to mess with you.
So Heather Dubrow, we've been friends with her for a long time. She has an amazing design eye. I sold her a $20-something million penthouse, so I knew that she would be a really good judge and she would be a fair judge. So we thought, she was, but I also thought she might pick us because she was our friend. But that didn't work out so well.
Picked you?
She did, but it was really tough. We were sweating the whole time, and it was 104 degrees that day that she was there.
Well, also, we brought in the moms.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And then
Yeah.
Jeff and Izzy, our contractors.
Yeah, that was really fun, seeing the contractors from the original show come back and
They were funny together. Like, a lot of it didn't make the cut, but those two were bickering the entire
Oh, they're so
time.
fun.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
It's almost like you and Josh.
Like,
Did they know? Did Izzy and Jeff know each other back in the day?
I think they had met maybe a couple times. But we also did blind judging. So for the moms, it was blind judging, and Christina, so she picked her mom, but then surprised us with Tarek's mom showing up. We had no idea. That was blind judging. So the moms were judging our houses, but didn't know whose was who, and we have to just sit there quiet, so we couldn't defend ourselves. Same with the contractors, Izzy and Jeff, it was blind judging. Yeah. So we're imagine 3 very competitive people, and we have to sit there quiet, and we can't defend ourselves. It was really hard.
Yeah, I love the moms too. I love the moms coming in. What did it mean to you guys to be able to call upon the moms who get along? It feels again, you guys all get along so well. It's such a nice thing to see.
they took it very seriously.
If it wasn't blind judging, Christina would have won. My mom definitely would have voted against her.
For sure.
Excuse me, I am the wife.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We saw it, Heather, so she goes 50-50. 50-50.
His mom and I do get along, but she
Very
does
well.
love Christina too.
She just likes them better than me for some reason. I don't know.
All right, let's open it up to the room. Oh, all right. I think we've got a microphone coming around to you down front. This gentleman right here in the red coat.
Hi, I'm Pierre. I'm a talent agent, and we gotta know, I think, in the industry what we're gonna do in our lives. So I have kind of a double question. What was the thing that made you decide to do this at the very beginning? And also, what advice would you give yourself, now that you've done this for more than 20 years, if you were starting the first day? What would be the piece of advice that you would give yourself?
All right.
That's a very good question.
So, I'll answer some parts of that. So for me, actually, Christina and I, many, many years ago, were at a real estate convention in Las Vegas, and somebody had too much to drink, by the way. And we were sitting in the very back row. 2 seats opened up in the front row. We ended up sitting in a VIP section, and at the break, this guy ran over, and it was the guy we had seen on stage the day before who was talking about how he made $800,000 a year, and I couldn't believe this guy was talking to us. So I said, "What do you do?" He goes, "Well, I have a TV show in Palm Springs that showcases my listings on the weekends." I said, "Well, what does that do?" He goes, "Well, then people recognize me." And I said, "Well, what does that do?" He goes, "Then they do deals with me." I'm like, "Oh." So then I went home I swear, very next day. I tell her, I said, "Hey, we're going to get a TV show." She goes, "What do you mean a TV show? TV show about what?" I said, "I don't know." And I said, "Hold on. What did I say? Oh, we should do a TV show about flipping houses. We just bought our first flip. We should call it Flip or Flop. Flip if we make it, flop if we don't." She said it was stupid.
I said, no way we're getting a TV show. I don't know if anyone in this audience has anyone in their family, friends, or yourself that gets a thought and thinks it's going to become reality. And okay, this one was, but most of them aren't. Heather, you know. I don't know what thought we're on today, but there's always a thought. So yeah, he tells me we're getting a TV show, and then he makes me follow him around with this little camera that we had to borrow from his friend. And he makes me record it the entire time we're in this flip, and I'm pregnant with Taylor, it's hot, or it's Santa Ana. Oh my God, I remember being like, there's no way that this is gonna be a TV show.
I burned my feet with acid. I electrocuted myself. This one, oh, let's see what the vanity light looks like next to the wires. Okay.
Maybe that was on purpose.
Did you guys?
Anyways, to answer the question, what advice would you give? I guess dream big, and if you put your mind to something, you can do it. But what would you change, or would you do anything different?
Oh, nothing. I give the same advice that I give everybody. Nobody has any idea what they're talking about. Chase your dreams. Go for it. That's it.
Have you guys learned anything that you've taken as like television personalities from being on the show that first day, following him around with a camera, to now something that you do differently now than you would have done back then?
I think probably I never overthink it. I don't even think about anything. Just, I think being authentic. I've never overthought it.
Yeah, authentic. I came from a reality show called Selling Sunset, so I was on 7 seasons of that, and then came on to HGTV for Flipping El Moussas, and then the Flip Off, and it was a very different show for me, coming from reality to, learning how to flip houses on TV and being more of a host. I'd say I learned a lot of just stay true to who you are, always be authentic, always be yourself, and not listen to people that hate on you. I got a lot of hate from Selling Sunset, and so thankful to be on HGTV and where I'm at now. And we just, we love what we do. We're thankful for this.
Nice to be on a show with less fighting in the office. If that could be imagined.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. Stress-free most days.
Yeah, totally. Who else has got a question? I see somebody back there with also a red shirt. Okay, if you've got a red shirt, you're probably going to get your question answered.
Hi, I watch the show. I love it. I'm a publicist. My name is Jody. I'm wondering how much of the show is scripted and how much of the show is improv, and is there an outline per show, that kind of thing?
There's zero script. They would not. It was so much fun to film because they would just throw us in, and I had no idea what was happening. There wasn't even normally there's a call sheet, kind of tells you today you're gonna talk about the kitchen. There was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we were executive producers on the show. We were created the show. We were talent on the show, and what we wanted was no rules. And we wanted to be real. We wanted to be organic. We wanted it to be fun, and that's why we created such a fun show, because it was real life, and we had such a great time doing it.
And input on picking the judges. It was really important to us for the judges not to be typical HGTV talent, because we wanted it to just feel totally different, fun, funny, relatable.
And because it was a competition, they didn't tell us anything. So it was show up and do your thing, and everything was real. So the stakes were really high for us. This was a real competition, and we really wanted to win.
Was there ever a conversation once, you had the realization that you were splitting from Josh, and you guys have everybody sort of had these very personal moments on the show. Was there ever a thought to maybe not include that in the show?
It'd be really hard not to include it because it's just gone.
He started in the show, and
I think the topic was, if you were to not include him at all, how the whole coming about of the house, and it was already demoed and everything, would have been hard not to show. So we all talked about it and decided to just have the conversation, and never meant to get that emotional. It just happened when we sat down.
No, I mean, it pays off. I think there's a real catharsis watching you guys have those moments, having all of you have these moments. Who else has got a question? All right, I see a hand back there. Oh, not red. Damn it.
Sorry.
That's all
It's
right.
black or white.
No, go change.
Ooh, this is hot. So my question was for all three of you. When you guys started to go into this production, it seemed to be like you were going into a really big, stressful tornado. And so my question for all three of you was, throughout the entire time of the production, was there a smell the roses moment where you're like, hey, you know what, this is actually pretty awesome right now. We've been through a lot, but you know what, because you know, you were saying about like how now your kids are, you know, your things are better for your kids. What was kind of like that little moment? It's like, hey, you know what? I think this is going to be great.
You know, I love that question. Thank you. It was so much better, I think, than we all expected. Would you agree? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like meant to be.
So nervous going into it, so anxious, so stressed. We hadn't been around each other in this manner for many years. And it just turned out so much better than we thought. And it really brought us closer together. We really let the past be the past. Together, we all united for the children. And we ended up making a really, really fun TV show. So I wouldn't change a thing.
I think like, I don't know if there was a specific moment, but I think throughout it was just, we all would talk and say that this is really fun, like, and even Christina and I getting to know each other on a deeper level, like that was really special. Especially like to me, you know, I'm very involved with the kids and we're raising kids together, and as a stepmom, you know, it's really important to me to be close with her. So I think just doing this show was like very important for our relationship.
And I think I film with a lot of homeowners and people that aren't used to being on camera, and so you never really know what it's going to be like to film with somebody new. And I think I text Heather after the first day and I said, wow, that was so fun. You're so easy to film with. It's not easy to film with someone, especially your ex-husband's wife and this whole dynamic, and him and I had filmed together for so long, so I was definitely worried. I didn't want it to affect me and Heather as our friendship, but it brought us so much closer together, and I have so much respect for her, and the whole thing was just, it was amazing.
Did you guys notice, when did you notice the similarities in the design styles?
With an aunt.
Oh yeah. Well, also after the moms left, and they were like, we totally thought that was your house because so much of their house is actually how you normally design, but I was trying to design cheaper.
I mean, let's be clear, everybody, they both have good taste.
Oh God.
They do.
With houses. It was Aunt when he was judging. That's when he was like, you guys have the same this, you guys have the same that. I'm like, what?
It was crazy, even down to like the light
The
fixtures.
lights and the mirror, that mirror.
The mirror.
Yeah.
Oh.
She wouldn't let me design anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm better. Like, what can I say? Not than you, than him.
I didn't show off my landscape.
Let's see, we got a few more questions. Yeah, down front here. Not in red either.
Hi, my name is Carrie. I am the HGTV guru who could probably have a show of ideas that will never come to fruition. But Heather, I want to commend you. I've been watching the shows, like I said, for a very long time, and I know it has to be stressful to go against Christina, who has excellent taste. And I've been watching her show with Tarek, you for a long time. Are you ever going to go on your own doing design?
Me?
Yes.
You know, I mean, I've flipped now, I think, 25 houses. I mean, I jumped from real estate to flipping houses, still doing both. I don't know. You know, I think I enjoy having that eye, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm learning so much. I'm still learning, but I love it. So you never know. Maybe Christine and I will do it together.
Yeah, I like that idea. Finally. Or just get your chair back.
I mean, they did learn from the best.
Yeah. You know, I went from, like, I sold luxury homes, so I took a lot of what I learned selling houses and the luxury designs that I walked through multi-million-dollar homes, and, you know, I really wanted to bring inexpensive ways to dress up homes. So I want to bring that to everybody. So when you're remodeling your house, there's options out there. You don't have to spend millions and millions of dollars to remodel your house. So, you know, it's, what do I want in my home? And that's what I want to bring to people when we're flipping houses. It's not untouchable, it's attainable, for sure.
And so that's why a lot of people are afraid to contact designers because of the fear of saying, you can't spend, $150,000 just to touch up my home.
I think for us, like, you know, they had Flip or Flop, we have Flipping El Moussas. We want to teach people the ways around spending a lot of money, but still dressing up your house. So it's about teaching moments. And if you watch the show, like, we're really trying to teach you guys how to remodel your house in an inexpensive way and still make it beautiful. So we're trying to give you guys options.
All right, anybody over here? We got somebody deep in the back right there on the side. This
Just to
gentleman-
follow
Hold on, Mike's coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. To follow up on the Josh thing, because that was,
Yeah, he's in the room.
it added a lot to the early storyline. It brought in the emotion and the audience, and it got Tarek and Christina to open up. Obviously, he signed his release before the show. Did he give any pushback to not wanting to be, to have to be
Very
on?
good question. I don't know. It's an HGTV legal question. We don't speak.
Or Larry H. Parker.
So there was no contact at that point. Once
He only had an appearance release. He didn't have a contract. So basically, he got paid if he was in an episode, and that's it.
Right, so you don't know whether he said, no, I don't want that in there,
It's a
or
very
did you,
good question.
or was it already set, was the conflict already happening before the show started? Like, did you know it was going in that direction?
Yes.
These conflicts been going back to 2000 and like what, 10?
Which conflict?
No, it added to the early part of the emotion of the show, bringing the audience into
Right,
the
yes.
personal.
No, yeah, there's definitely already conflicts. Yeah.
That's it, you don't have to get into it.
I don't know.
We'll Google LegalZoom and see what we can find out about that. Anybody else? Oh, we got a couple questions over here. Yes, this woman right over there.
Hi guys, thanks very much. I just have a question. You talked about how much you spent. Is it okay for you to share for each house what it cost to get it where it was? Please.
Are you gonna tell the real numbers?
Please.
Yeah, it's like 25,000. All
I
right,
think mine
I'm
was
full of shit.
like
I'm full of shit.
350,000.
All right, fine.
300?
No, it was like 500. So I think.
Mine?
Oh, yours? Yeah, she spent like 2 million. It looks like she spent 50
Ours
bucks.
was like 500 something. Ours was like 410.
Yeah, what's the number
425.
over there, Tar?
425. We spent I believe 425,000.
Christina's was different. You spent.
I think I spent 350,000. I bought it for 605. I was right into it for about $1 million between closing costs and commission.
We got ours for 710, and spent what was it 425?
425.
Yeah.
Let's say about a year ago. We forget.
Yeah. Looked at a lot of houses.
425.
Who else? We got time for maybe one or
Hello.
two more. Oh,
Hi,
there
my
we go.
name is Claudia Acevedo, and being on Philippine 101 with you, Tarek.
Hey, we were on last week.
We were on
Yeah.
last week.
I know.
Right next to the freeway.
Remember
The
that?
garage or the carport.
There you
I
go.
remember. Cul-de-sac.
So my question is, with those strict timelines, how did you get permits?
Oh, that's a very good question.
All right, that'll do for us.
All right, see you guys later. It's been fun.
Let's go get some drinks out of the terrace.
Listen, you can pull off miracles when you beg and you plead and you go to the city every single day. You can really pull off miracles. And don't forget the treats, the snacks, the bribes, and the donuts.
Not the bribes. Not the bribes.
Unless I mean, the donuts are the bribes, just so you know.
Keep
You
it
can't
all
do a real
legal.
bribe. I
Yeah.
tried that with the post office, didn't work.
Well, you guys, it's you guys created something really special with this show. You should be really proud of it. Hopefully, we're gonna get another season. If you're voters, then show them a little love. In the meantime, you guys, we're gonna head up to the Pacific Design Terrace for reception and photos with these fine folks, and we'll see you guys up there. And
Thank you.